Hi, welcome back to my channel, and today we're moving on to homeschool planning, baby step number 2, which is outlining your year, setting up your overall schedule so we can move on into planning your curriculum throughout the year. Small disclaimer, it's hotter than Jason Momoa outside, so if you hear my air conditioner, sorry not sorry. I mean, I love you guys, but not enough for boob sweat. I'm just not. Okay, so the first step to planning your homeschool year successfully after getting your planner supplies together is to figure out your overall school schedule, like when you're schooling, when you're not schooling. What I recommend that you do for this is to print out a 2018-2019 calendar like I've done here. This is a free printable I got off a site called Calendarpedia, which I will link down below. This one is template 2. There's several different templates, or one's portrait. I chose this landscape one because the calendar's bigger and I can see it because I'm blind. And you also need a highlighter. So you're gonna need 2018-2019 calendar and a highlighter. Maybe a pen, maybe not. But you'll also need a small or large list, depending on your schedule, of dates in which you really want to make sure that you take off. And you'll also need a copy of your homeschool laws if you have that, or if you have access to it. Look it up on your computer, your tablet, your phone, whatever, to make sure that you meet the daily and hourly requirements depending on your state. Some states do hours, which, okay, I guess. Your daily and hourly requirements for the year. My state has 180 days requirements, which averages out to about 36 weeks. So that's what I'm going to be showing you how I work it here. Also take into account if there is a month limit to the school year. My state considers a new school year to be between, like, let's say July of this year until June next year. So within those 12 months, I have to fit in 180 days of school. So technically, it's really for me from here to here. That's my 2018-2019 school year that I have to figure out exactly 180 days of school. I need you to also take into account what kind of homeschooling style you have, whether you school year round, whether you're going the traditional route where you school when the public kids school. Now, just because you do a traditional schedule doesn't mean you have to do traditional teaching in your homeschool. But it's an easy calendar to figure out and to follow, especially if your kids have friends that are in public school and you want to make sure that they have off days when their friends do, so they can hang out and do youngin' things. Also take that into account when figuring out your days. Now, the first thing we're going to do is bring out our trusty highlighter here, and you're going to want to mark your first day of school. Maybe I'll use a different highlighter color for that one. I don't have another highlighter. I have this super tip. I always start our first day of school the day after Labor Day. I just think it's crazy that kids are going to school, public school, earlier and earlier and earlier every single year. Like this year, I think they start, in my area, they start the 6th. Goodness, that's just early. So we're gonna kick it old school, and Labor Day is on the 3rd. So we're starting our first day of school for 2018-2019 is September 1st. And then from there, we'll figure out the last day of school, which usually is July because we take all of August off. Now, I school year-round in a cycle. I school for 5 weeks and then we take 1 week off. This schedule works for us to prevent burnout. Like, some people do it 4 weeks on, 1 week off, but for us, 5 weeks on, 4 weeks off works for us. because we basically get a week off almost every month this way. So let's me figure out which days to block off. So the days that you want to block off where there's no school, things to consider are holidays, birthdays, if you do take birthdays off, if you have a big move coming up, vacations, any sort of travel, a pregnancy, co-ops, things like that. Or if you're trying to make sure that you have days off when your significant other has days off so you guys can have that family time, that's something you also need to consider when figuring out your schedule as well. It's not as complicated as I'm probably making it sound. So let me mark in. The only things that I really want to take off are Thanksgiving, Xmas. We take Easter week off because she goes and visits family then. And then July is kind of a flex week. So July is usually the month where we start really completing different curriculums. And at the end we should be done. So let me do some counting. I may need This is the completed calendar that I have so far. The only months that we really don't have much of a break is January and May. But we practically have a week off every single month. This schedule gives me about, if I include the July, considering when our state starts the 2018-2019 school year, we have about 40 weeks of school for the 2018-2019 school year. That's if I'm including July. So we basically meet the requirement of 36 weeks, 180 days, yada yada yada. And it gives us a little bit of leeway for sick days and unexpected happenings. And we get all of August off. Like this whole month, this is our summer vacation, August. So I'm just gonna highlight this whole month here. That's our summer vacation, all of August, and then we'll start everything all over again next Labor Day. But that's pretty much it. You're outlining your year. If you want to do a 4-day work week, I guess. If you want to do a 4-day school week, that will look completely different than this because you're basically year-round schooling through the entire year. I looked into it. Like I tried to figure out if we can do a 4-day school week plus having the weeks off, and then if I did that, then we'd school through August and we'd never have a break, and she needs a long break to recharge to prevent the meltdowns. Maybe we'll do something like that in the future when she's a bit more mature, but right now my little needs August off to catch up on the Thundermans and whatever kid cartoon show she likes watching lately. But yeah, that's it. That's the step. That's baby step number 2, outlining your year to get your schedule going. Don't lose this though, because in our next video, I'm gonna get into using this to help us plan our daily schedule for you and for your little one. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't hesitate to give me the thumbs up. And if you are looking forward to seeing more homeschool planning videos in the future, and by the future, most likely tomorrow, please click the subscribe button and the little bell ringer so you can be notified when that video is posted. Thank you so much again for joining me. Have a good day. Bye.